Hey guys, how's it going? I'm EG Magnum, and I'm going to be doing these videos, doing like some kind of build diary kind of concept here with the just anything from tips, what my thoughts are that current day, what I got through, the content and stuff like that. And, like in this video, I'm going to talk about a couple of tips that, it can help you from Act 1 to Act 3. And if I knew some of these things and prepped for it, I could have probably dealt with not, dying like 8 times to the act boss or final boss of Act 2. So, yeah, stuff like that. Also, my current thoughts on how things feel. Those things feel overtuned. How am I getting loot? Stuff like that. Hence the topics of the video. And then just what my build is currently and what I'm doing. So just anything from that. That's going to be what this series of videos are. So this is the first one. Hopefully some of these help you. I am recording this after I already recorded most of the video. So I found out that there's a gambler actually in town, and it's Finn from Act 1. And I didn't even pay attention that you already get the gambler. I just was kind of thinking that you get it later. And I found the salvage bench actually pretty late yesterday too. So yeah, there's a lot of things that aren't pointed out. I will say that is probably one of my other complaints that I definitely did not talk about in the rest of the video, is that I think they could definitely do better with pointing out systems that can actually be used to, help you progress and help you get things and gear. There needs to be something that kind of leads you that way, like, maybe salvage an item, and then you get like an extra currency piece for a quest or something. I know they're against doing certain things like that, but overall there is some, like, I don't know if it's just gold. Maybe they just give you a bunch of gold. Maybe that's it. But either way though, that is some kind of thing there that they need to try to lead you in a direction to find some of the stuff and some of the systems, because a lot of it isn't explained. Now, for what is explained though, here's the hope and why I'm not really worried about this, is everything that's explained is really good. When you're about to use an uncut gem, if you hover over a skill, you can easily see that what it does, and there's a little video that explains what it does and how it works, and that's very good. So more of that, please. There is so much here that they could actually do. Maybe I accidentally clicked off the tutorial stuff or something, and oops. Maybe that's something if you just leave that on. I don't know if I accidentally clicked the wrong thing and missed it. But yeah, that would be really nice to know some of the systems that I accidentally skipped over. So that is, I guess, one of my other complaints that's not in the video, or just things to talk about. But overall, loving it so far. Can't wait to get back in. So just gonna finish this video up, and then I'll be live on Twitch, guys. I think I've said that probably 3 times in this video, but yeah, there we go. See you there if you want to stop by. Otherwise, hopefully you're having a good league start. Oh, POE early access start. There we go. Hey guys, editing me here. Just real quick, wanted to go ahead and add the crazy part about the league start. Damn it, I just literally said that, I think, in the video. But the PoE 2 start with the launch of the servers and everything. Honestly, not bad. Not bad. Like, I had no problems after I was in. And, we had that, 2-hour to 3-hour just rough little patch. And it was just, and everything was fine afterwards. I am super impressed with that. The fact that it was, like, just their problems with just things just breaking, and they were just broken, and then they were fixed. Now, who knows? We have stuff coming up this weekend or this week that breaks, but so far, that is one of the best launches I think I've been in, as far as the queue times just not existing after a little while. Very well done, GGG, and just thoroughly impressed with that. But, as expected, there was some hiccups, but at least it wasn't an entire day's worth of hiccups like I've seen in other games, or just not being able to play for almost a day. So very well done. Good job. Just wanted to comment on that. Anyway. Okay, so shotgun quick tips from things that you can see here, and this carries over to other towns, but I figured I'd do it in Act 1 just so it's kind of, people are in Act 1 and just kind of learning the game, looking for any kind of information like this. This is where the shotgun of things to do is. So we'll go ahead and go through as many of these as I can as quickly as possible, because I want to get back into the game and stream more. So I'll be live after this video goes up. Anyway, first thing I can think of, let's just start here. Hooded one. You can identify your items and refund passives. So if you don't have scrolls, use him to identify items. That way, if you need to sell them, I don't know if you have to have an identified item to then sell it for the transmute. And by sell it, I mean disenchant. So Yuna is the disenchanter. You can, here we go, I got a magic. So this could be a transmute shard. You need 10 shards to make something. I don't know if I have a regal shard here, but if you get rid of 10 rare items total, you can make a regal orb. Goodbye. I feel like that might be a little too much being 10 right now, considering what I've been finding, but maybe I am leaving a couple of things behind because just I'm finding a lot of two-handed stuff, and they're huge in my inventory, or armors. So overall, that has been a little bit of a frustration point, is not having gear. As you can tell, I don't even have an amulet right now, so that would be really nice to have. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And then...
Hello. Feeling lucky?
Okay, well, I just learned something live, guys. Here we go. That's the gambler. Finn is the gambler. Okay. Oops. Well, I just bought one and kind of crafted it. Okay, these are actually not that bad prices to just get a base. That's actually kind of... Okay, guys, we're going for it. We're just doing it right here. We're doing it live. I've not seen an amulet on the ground, and I've only had 2 amulets in the shops. One was trash, like complete garbage, and one was decent, and I wish I would have bought it. So here we go. Random amulet, I believe. 4K. Not the best, not the worst. So, you know, I'm going to use that for an example here. I'm going to craft it up and see what we get. Maybe we could do that for a belt as well, although that's not bad for a belt. Okay, so I kind of noticed my face was in the way, so hopefully I moved everything over. If I actually talk about this flask or something, hopefully I'm not covering things up. But yeah, anyway, so I kind of moved things around. So I got the amulet. We'll craft it here. Maybe I could get a belt as well, like I was saying. Overall, though, this is pretty cool. I did not notice this, so this is an easy way to get bases that you need for certain things. Well, actually, it wouldn't be bases. It would be the type of item, technically, because you're gambling on the base as well, since my base here ended up being a lunar amulet. But, yeah, so not the base, but for the item type. So if you need an armor evasion, armor ES, that kind of thing, you can definitely gamble for that. These prices don't look that bad, considering I had, what, 9K gold to start with here. So as long as these are giving me item level, and I can't, wait, nope, pin. I can't see item level on things, so I don't, maybe you see it afterwards? Ah, here we go, okay, so it is afterwards, so item level 15. So technically this would be Act 1. Maybe I should be gambling in a different act there. Oops, my bad. But, yeah, so there is a gambler. I was just assuming that it wasn't a thing yet, so I need to check that in other acts.
If you find a pint, anything take your fancy?
My bad. Then the normal armor stuff. Again, you can look out for things, but if it's actually good, like, those are actually pretty decent, minus not having movement speed. That's actually better than the ones I got, minus the not movement speed. That is, I might buy those. I might buy those here in a second. But yeah, you can find some decent gear in the shops. It's just, depending on what class you are, your gear results may vary, because I definitely would love to have a better one of these. Well, I finally found one with 37%. I gambled at crafting it. It didn't do so well. I mean, this is decent, but I really wanted +1 to minions, which my other magic one had +1 to minions and increased spirit. Those are my 2 stats that I was kind of hoping for. But I'll take just the flat damage added. That's nice. It's not bad. So overall, definitely something you can do is going and looking for upgrades in the shop. Definitely can recommend doing that. Now, the disenchanting thing, I already covered that. That's how you get your shards, because there's no real quick way, it seems, to get transmutes and regals. Those you pretty much have to be making with gear. Hopefully they do up the drop rate with those, because that is one of the biggest problems I've had as far as just trying to gear my character out. I feel like I almost don't have enough transmutes, regals, or anything like that. Now, augments have been fine. Augments are great. Exalt orbs, surprisingly great. They're dropping pretty frequently. Hopefully you're having the same luck I am. So let's go ahead and...
Stay safe.
The well, again, identifying items. I've covered that. So I think that's about it. There is a salvage bench over here as well that you can salvage quality items to get the quality currency. I'm hoping it's not just a shard of like a blacksmith whetstone. Also, those are for weapons. And I have another one here. This is for your wand, staff, and scepter. That allows you to quality that up. So I'm assuming that it will increase the spirit on that, which will be very nice. Now, charms. You definitely want... The best tip that I can give you for leveling and going through everything, probably for just defense, is make sure you have the correct charms, like one of each if you can find them, and have one of each, like ruby, sapphire, and topaz ring, because you will fight certain things that have certain types of damage, and if you don't have the resist for it, it will feel bad. Much like what happened when I was at the end of Act 2 with the Act 2 boss. So I definitely needed to pour it all out and find a topaz ring, which I think I have one right here somewhere. Maybe I don't. So, oops. But I definitely needed to come here and grab one of these, which I now have one. And I don't think I have a topaz ring. So, yeah, that one definitely is a feels bad. So overall, have one of every charm and have one of every ring resist type, because when you run into something and you need it, you really are going to need it. That's been the biggest problem I've had, is just finding good enough gear that is actually upgrades. I'm still using some magic stuff, and honestly, having 32 spirit is much more damage right now than having anything else. And I haven't really found that many good life-based chest pieces currently, or any that have had a lot of energy shield. Next thing I would say is runes are really nice. Definitely look at your runes if you need to use them. As far as actually getting a socket on something, that seems a little harder to come by. Here's the currency for that. I've only got one the entire time I've been playing. That is sort of a feels bad. Sometimes you'll see socketed gear. The other strat that you could use is if you see anything, and I don't know if I've really found anything socketed in the shop. I was just gonna look for that. But yeah, maybe in the higher acts you might see a little bit better gear that has sockets. But that one has definitely been a oof. Yeah, I really would like to see a bit more purchasability of gear, or just finding a bit more rares would be really nice. So filling out my gear has been probably the hardest part of the game, and that's why crafting it is probably the easiest way to do a lot of things with it. So we already have the amulet base. Let's go ahead and craft this up. So we're going to go ahead and augment it next. So we hit it with an augment. I don't really use evasion rating, but sure, we'll take it. It's an amulet. I don't have anything for that right now. And we regal it. Ooh, cast speed's really nice. Okay. I'm going to actually definitely keep this then. Crit, cast speed, I can use both of those. Let's go ahead and go for the Exalt. +1 to all spell skills. Huge. Massive. We'll go again. 15 life. I'm huge. Okay. There we go. I'm just going to leave it there. That's 2 prefixes. So I can only get 1 prefix. I don't necessarily know exactly. Maybe that's energy shield. Maybe that's mana. I don't really need too much of those. But that's really nice. Let's go with that. We keep that. That's energy shield. That's life. +1 to all spell skills. And cast speed. And some crit chance. We take those. We definitely take those. So again, try to get your charms of one of every type. Rings of every type so you can get your resist going. And hopefully you have better luck with some of the gear than I do. This helmet dropped really early, so that one was actually massive. Doesn't have health on it, but a little bit of cold res, +1 to minions, since I'm doing the minion thing. That was really good. This ring got a huge hit on the max life, so I could regal this actually. And it goes to rarity, which is actually a decent stat now from what they say. So you know what, I'm gonna keep that on. Hopefully that'll do good. Let's go to exalted. And I don't do the attack thing, but there it is. It's still pretty decent. I'm not gonna gamble that one any further, but not bad, not bad. I'll take it. We take those. I could go ahead and, since I got a, I mean these could change at any moment, but I was thinking I could go ahead and put in a lightning resist rune since I got 5 of them. Why not? Let's just go ahead and do that. Now I got some lightning res. Cool. Okay, that's about it for my shotgun in town tips. Again, Finn is the gambler, and there's probably them in the other acts as well. And oops. There's the well. Don't forget about the well coming back while you're just going through things. If you're actually running out of flask, just portal out, come back, refill, and go back in. So that's not too bad. I haven't found it to be a problem to do that. It would kind of be nice to portal and just portal back. But since they put the portal close enough, like I think you portal in like right here. So it's not that bad. You portal, click, click, boom, you're done. It hasn't been the worst. So, okay, so I just wanted to point out too that Risu's the gambler in Act 2. The amulet though is twice the price pretty much. So yeah, these are definitely going to be higher item level, hopefully, I guess. I would assume so. And probably better quality, better, you know, rolls, higher rolls. So that's probably higher item level. The thing is, that's almost all the money I had. So that would have been really rough. I don't know about that. Maybe they lower some of these prices. But again, this is early access. But this is my feedback for that, is I think the gear acquisition is one of the biggest problems in this game right now. You have to have 10 rare items to get a regal orb and 10 magic items to get a transmute, and I hardly find transmutes and regals, so I'm filling up my inventory really quick with just a bunch of stuff to go then get regals and transmutes. So that is kind of a big oof. Overall though, the amulet I just crafted, the exalts are nice. Exalting and augmenting feels really good. I find something that has one mod I really like, I augment it. I've never had a problem with augment orbs. And exalts I've used, what, 10 to 15 now? Or I've had 10 to 15. So, and I'm down to 1. I used 3 on that. What was it, 2 on that? And I've been just pumping them. I put, what, 1 on that? You know, so I think I used 1 or 2 on those. And I think I used 1 on the helmet as well. So there's definitely a lot of times I've just been throwing exalts at things, and that has felt very good. I absolutely love that. And I just realized I could use a chaos on this, but if I remove the spirit, that is, then I brick the item that I just exalted 3 times. But anyway, so that is the pretty much shotgun thing. I just wanted to go ahead and talk about this since I went to Act 2 to find the gambler and found out that, yeah, you do want to kind of go to your most recent shop and find that. So I need to go to Act 3 and get my stuff from Act 3 stuff, which, if this is 7K, I'm assuming an amulet is more money than I would have even had. So it's probably gonna go up another third, I would assume. And I definitely don't have 10K. So, oops. So now kind of hopping into the build and what I've been doing for the build, I've pretty much been just trying everything. I went with Minion Scepter. This is the one that I just had right before I replaced it with this at the end of last night. I've been pretty much trying anything and everything. Incinerate, Soul Orb, Ember, Fusillade. I've had Vitality, has to be on like a reservation skill, so oops. Other than that, I've tried pretty much every skeleton that I can get. I even tried the bone cage stuff. And here's what I've kind of got right now. It does feel kind of bad on bossing, but Profane Ritual, if there's a way that I can generate corpses, that would be really nice. But I do Profane Ritual and then summon zombies with it. Those are insanely powerful right now. So that is really cool. But overall, I've been using Skeletal Arsonist with Scatter Shot. I definitely need to kind of figure out what I want to do here. Honestly, when I proc the arrow from the sniper, it feels really good. So what I'm thinking about doing is just saying screw the arsonist, because I don't always get to blow up the minion that I want. Maybe put in a offering, which I haven't tried that yet, and then just go as hard as I can on just skeletal snipers. But it's kind of been fun having a variety of things. Using the arsonist to explode another minion has been kind of fun. Scattershot makes just their volley that they shoot just a lot better, so you get a little bit more AoE overlap. So early on, the arsonist felt really good with Scattershot, but later, once you have your summon raging spirits kind of doing the AoE, essentially, since you can get a lot of them out. I've been using Flame Wall as well to actually do that. I kind of been wanting to try the Fortress just to see if that circle means increased area, so more summon raging spirits come out of it. Then overall though, I played around with Unearthed to begin with. It carried me pretty far. The minion pack definitely made the damage feel decent through Act 1. It was okay. There were definitely some moments in Act 1 where it just felt like the druid, when you're around the exploding tree stuff, you'll know what that is. And when you find the druid, that was the one fight where it was like my minions are useless because they just died way too much, and I wish I had some other spell at the time to fight that boss. There's a couple of bosses that just period in the game that you'll find that your minions are just dead. That's it. They're useless, and you get whatever abilities they have, like the sniper arrow, and you're pretty much wanting to do something else. So now Fireball is my main thing. The Fusillade was the main single target that I had before. It was definitely better than the anything else. And Solar Orb. So I would definitely recommend, if you're going to try to do this fire thing, find another spell, or just a minion thing in general. Find a couple of spells on your way that you can use that can substitute for your minions when the bosses that just insta-kill them and they're useless can kind of compensate. So Solar Orb felt good. Fusillade felt really good. And Fireball now feels absolutely insane. So definitely can recommend. Warrior doesn't seem that worth it when you can just get 2 for free from the Scepter, which is very nice. And then just have a bunch of damage dudes out from there. Just make sure you get an upgraded Scepter every chance you get. And that's about it for the build and how it felt so far. I can go ahead and hop into the skill tree, but I'm just kind of fumbling around and just picking things that seem kind of cool and testing things like Riku. So once again, the overall idea is to have fire ignites from myself and hopefully from my minions at the same time to just do a lot of fire damage igniting, but I want to be a minion build and I want to be powerful myself. If I can do that, that is the whole idea of this build, and it's a success. Okay guys, so I wanted to go ahead and talk about the passive tree a little bit too, and what my plans are to try to get to and experiment a little bit with. I wanted to experiment with the recoup stuff, so I went that way. As far as the start goes, I went from the minion part of the tree. And then I kind of want to try to get over here and see how accuracy feels and just, more movement speed and stuff like that on my minions. And yeah, maybe that might help keep me alive in fights a little better if I start running low on flask, because minions do die a lot, and if they come back faster, that's essentially more sustain. And eventually I'll take the fire stuff. Maybe they need some resist. I want to get that for regen so that they stay alive a little better. Hopefully that is a very important node to have, and that makes them feel good. Probably some resistances here. 25% faster revive would be insane with the other thing I was talking about, and then cooldown would be great. So I'll definitely want to come here. I'm definitely going here toward the ignite stuff. I'm going to go here toward this ignite stuff. And overall, that's not too bad. If I start stacking a bit more... Oh, that's cool that it hovers over the health club. If it starts, looking like I'm doing energy shield, maybe I look at some energy shield stuff. Otherwise, I'm probably going to try to get element, ignite, doing minion ignite. The one thing I noticed, though, that could be a problem is if you go up here around the weapon set points, whoops, keeps flying up, that if you have shapeshift weapon, so apparently too, someone said it was a bug when I was in a Discord last night after I ended, that if you shapeshift, you lose all your weapon stuff. Now, is that why you get +4 on the shapeshift to demon form? Well, if that's the case, does that mean I lose all my spirit from my scepter? Well, that would suck. So, but yeah, not too much to talk about on the tree. Just really experimenting right now, trying different nodes out. Respecking doesn't look too bad. Ascendancies are what, like 3,000 I think right now where I'm currently at, so I've got enough gold to I can respec both of those. That's very nice. And overall, the just playing around with the tree, try and recoup. Recoup might be my option, I think. I think recoup's going to be the option for the demon form to sustain with Pyromantic Pact, hopefully, or at least sustaining Pyromantic Pact for sure. But hopefully recoup and some other stuff helps with just demon form sustain. Otherwise, demon form is going to be just a steroid that I pop, and then when it gets too much, then end it. But it's looking to be a little too many points to go for the max 10 demon flame, so I'm going to probably hold off on that. Overall, though, everything's looking pretty nice. It's been pretty smooth to play. And I almost forgot to talk about the Ascendancy here, but the plan is going to be Pyromantic Pact into Bringer of Flame with demon form most likely. If demon form feels bad, especially if the thing I'm afraid of with the scepter not having enough spirit to actually have good enough minions is a thing, then sadly I'm gonna have to drop demon form and just not worry about it at all, at which point I'll probably do Seething Body or Grinning Immolation, one or the other, and just to have the Hellhound. Or maybe I do something defensive and take Altered Flesh, so that could be kind of cool as well. I don't think I necessarily need Seething Body, but overall, it is going to be a Pyromantic Pact play, I think. The Hellhound, though, got to talk about the Hellhound. The Hellhound is insane. When you finally get the Hellhound, you feel like a boss. Like, the Hellhound is pumping. Now, I don't know whether it's just the way I've got it set up and I need to just get good, but at the current moment, the Hellhound is strong, but doesn't feel that crazy, or at least it doesn't seem like it. Maybe I just need more health. But I really like how they've got the tooltips here on things, except for apparently I can't mouse over that this time. But either way, yeah, normally you hit Alt and you can go up to it. I can just do it like this in that case. Definitely want it active. Here we go. So, minions ignite enemies within a radius as though 20% of minions maximum life. So that is huge. So you just want maximum life on this. Now, it does say, I think, less damage with hits from Meat Shield. No, it's just less damage. So technically, I am doing less damage, but it has more life. So maybe I drop Meat Shield. Maybe that's one of the things that's kind of nerfing it. But I definitely want to play around with more supports. As you can tell, I definitely have not looked through all the supports, and I really need to. So that's going to be the first thing I do probably on stream or right before stream, is look at that and try to get my passives kind of sorted and figure out exactly what I want to do with some of these minions. And, you know, again, maybe try just Sniper over Arsonist or vice versa. But the Poison Arrow seems to be insanely good with what I'm trying to do right now. It is, the gas cloud is just pumping damage. So it detonates it, which is very nice. And I'm assuming that's fire damage. It can cause flammable gas, oil, and similar effects to explode on contact. So, who knows? But, yeah, either way, I'm igniting things, and they explode, period, if the arrow touches them. So that's really nice. So I might just go all in on snipers and just spam a bunch of poison arrows. If the actual explosion itself does a burst amount of damage, then that's nice. So that's, you know, there's a lot of different ways I can go here. But main thing on the, I'm getting too off track. The Ascendancy, Hellhound, really good, feeling great. I'm hopefully, it's feeling like I'm at the point until I hit a boss wall, like I did last night, that I'm just pumping through just areas. Kiting forward isn't that big of an issue. Every now and then I do run into way too many enemies and I'm just dead from kiting forward. It's gonna happen. So there is that. But so far, feeling great with the minions, feeling great with the ignites. Fireball absolutely pumping. But yeah, again, my only concern right now is kind of the gearing aspect. And yes, there's probably a couple of monsters over tune so far that I've run into. There's a couple of areas like the end of Act 1 with all the blood dudes, the blood whatever. Those guys seemed a little crazy. There is a couple of instances where a couple of things like the overwhelming fight in Act 2, the first boss fight you actually do, is a little insane. And then there's been a couple of boss fights like the Titan one and the end of Act 2 that have given me trouble as well. Not too bad. They definitely felt like you could learn the mechanics. The Titan one definitely felt more of a distance thing, not to spoil any of the mechanics though, but you know, they definitely talked about there's certain things that bosses will do in melee range compared to if you're at range. So there is that. But overall though, so far it's been great. The fact that I pretty much did almost a hitless run to kill the Act 2 final boss, the fact that you can do something like that is amazing. So yeah, that is awesome. So well designed so far, I think. And I think there's just a little tuning and stuff. Definitely toward the item thing. I think items is gonna be what balances the actual campaign out a lot more. Being able to find the tools you need and craft the tools you need a little easier, I think is going to be the main thing. Or even gamble for it with gold a little bit, maybe lowering the gold prices. But something like that is definitely going to be what fixes the problems that I have currently with it. I think it's more toward the itemization issue rather than necessarily a tuning issue. But there is obvious offenders of the tuning issue. So anyway, guys, that'll be it for this one. Like, comment, subscribe, all that usual stuff in the description below. Twitch, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok. I will be live on Twitch after this. Sadly, will not have the multi-streaming up probably till Monday or something. I'll have to take some time sometime this week to get it done. But this weekend, I'm going to be going hard on POE. I'll have another video out tomorrow because I'm going to be doing these build diary things or whatever. POE start, league start. Well, it's not league start. It's POE 2 early access start. So yeah, hopefully yours has been going good. That'll be it for this one. Have a good one, guys. Peace!